acknowledging that and consistently communicating them your information so that they want to do more business and refer you, obviously. So, for instance, let's get started here. This slide, everybody wants to aspire to this. When you're talking about mobile marketing, direct mail, social media, websites, networking, referral business, we all want a lot of customers and a lot of prospects. But my big question is, can you handle it? How do you know where they're coming from? What are their needs? How can you maintain or manage or grow your relationship with them? This is always a fun slide because we all want to aspire to this, and then when we get here, it's a, oh my goodness moment, how do I manage this? And this is why you want to talk about your systems that you have within your company. So, like I said, your hard work is paying off. The masses are coming to you. They're thrilled with what you do. Again, you better be careful of the T crossing and I dotting on what their actual needs are so that you can actually maintain and grow that. So again, I took this high level this time. I've given this speech or discussion a couple of times, but I really went very, very high level. Let's talk about the rudimentary pieces here. Where did it come from? Where did these people come from? You have to know the source because it'll also tell you something about them and how they found you. Can you easily find it? Meaning, can you actually find their overall group or their information or the behaviors within your system? Are they grouped based on similar categories, like we've heard earlier from the various speakers of Jeremy, Mike, and Dave? Where did they, what are their needs? Are they female? Are they male? Are they business class? Are they blue collar? Do they need a dentist? You have to know this information, and you have to be able to easily look this up so you can target properly. And last but not least, how are you going to continue to market to them? Based on their needs, you want a targeted, value-added message. It was mentioned earlier, marketing nowadays is all about connection. Buckshot approach marketing is no longer effective. And I can actually say that. People want they don't want you to waste their time. Meaning, if you're within somebody's marketing sphere and you're looking for a hammer and they've told everybody about the great screws that they're selling, you're gonna wear out your market. They're gonna go, I don't want to hear from this person. They don't know my need and they don't understand what it is I'm really looking for. So what I would like you to do is take out your agenda so that you can make notes. It's on the inside of your folder on the right side. I like to point this out because I've always seen people scribbling when I'm talking, so I'm just kind of helping you out there. This is a really fun slide for me. What can you point out about this slide? I'm going to ask you to yell it out. What do you see up here? Leads. Well, that's obvious. That's a good one. What about the leads?
Going to Larson.
Right. Do you see that you've got one that's in bright red? It's on fire. It's hot. You better call that person right away. You see the size of the leads. Some of them are bigger or smaller. Some are a slow drip. But the ones that I'm most worried about are the ones that are fading away. The ones that are falling down towards the bottom. You didn't reach them in time and they're going elsewhere. That's something that's extremely important about this. So my big question is as your leads are falling from the sky, especially if you don't have a targeted marketing or tracking system as to where they're coming from, truly, they do fall out of the sky. Second of all, are you keeping up with this drip or this deluge of leads, especially when you turn on marketing? You have to have a way to capture this, or the proper net if you're fishing for leads, as Dave was talking about earlier. So, where did the lead come from? Again, we've all been talking about this, and frankly, I have been thrilled to be matched up with these three other speakers. We're all speaking the same thing, and we all have the tools to help you reach the overall marketing strength and positive feedback or results that you want to get when you're putting in this information or this energy. So like for instance, your website is extremely important, obviously. It is the hub or the educational piece that represents you out in the world. A lot of people are going out to those websites and taking a look at what do you have to offer. Another piece is mobile marketing, again, making sure that you're connecting and being available when your customers want you and need you. E-marketing, This is a big piece with contact management because you can now drive specified marketing approaches or emails based on the needs you're tracking within your company. No more buckshot approach marketing. Social media, again, another representation or another aspect of you being out on the web with your company. Direct mail, again, if you've got a call to action, which was mentioned earlier, they might be driven to your website. Your website then might ask, if you want information or you want this special offer, please fill out this form. That form could then be downloaded or added into your database. All the heavy lifting, all of this is working together to drive that person to ultimately be your customer. One big thing that I've noticed, these last two bullets are extremely impactful that I think is networking. When you're in face-to-face, you're in front of people. Track that. Figure out what events you've been going to. I've been speaking at these various events for a while. I keep seeing familiar faces. It's starting to make sense to me to track where I've seen people at what events. It's starting to tell me more behaviors. Another thing, have any of you received a referral from an existing customer that turned out to be another really good customer? Raise of hands. That, to me, is your golden goose. Referrals from existing customers, because typically like-minded people know other like-minded people. So if you've got a really top-notch client that is, high profit, low maintenance, you love working with them, I would recommend cultivating that relationship to help them be your sales force or your referral source to gain more business by other people they know. Come on. There. Back to what I was saying regarding your system. Is it centralized? Meaning, if you have more than one person in your company, are you all working from the same source? A lot of times when Softech is brought into a company, you're seeing people individually having Outlook accounts. So if you're working with a customer called John Doe, and you've got 4 people in your company, each Outlook account has John Doe's record, and each Outlook account has notes and histories of the relationship with John Doe, but none of you know what you really are doing with that customer. That's a problem, because if John Doe calls in and talked to one of your salespeople, and you picked up the phone, they might have been working with a really hot deal, and you have no idea what the promotion's about. So then all of a sudden you don't look very professional because you're not appreciating or understanding that relationship value, and so therefore you're just seeming like another number to that person. Again, availability outside. If you're at an event and you are talking to somebody, and I've been talking to a lot of people over the years, I find it's been very helpful to have my contacts on my phone. Because I might see somebody across the room and going, oh, that person, his name is, I remember last name Snyder, I can't remember the first name, I can quickly go to my phone, take a look at those last names, or take a look at the first names. It helps me identify or understand who that person is, and I can then go up and talk to them because it'll jog my memory. The web again, having your information out on the web, your contact management, especially if you're more spread out within your company and you've got your people working from home, or you're out on the road, so to speak, you can actually have your contact management system up on the website. It makes life very, very easy to get data in and out of that system. Remote access, what that meant was, again, if you truly want to be able to work on a plane, or you want to work and you don't want to worry about contact, connection, you can actually use what is called a remote database, which actually has got data local to your machine. When you're back in your network, you can actually sync it back, and that'll sync back down to your remote, and you're actually able to transfer data about customers, so you're going to stay in touch. And last but not least, again, the online access, being able to have that data in front of you and not worry about connectivity. Again, I'm talking very high level. I'm not trying to get too mired down in the actual technical structures of this, but you have to understand how you do business first before you actually figure out how you want to manage your data. Okay, I like using use cases and explaining when I come across customers. Okay, we've got Joe Customer. I talked about this a little bit earlier. So, Joe Customer found you. How did he find you? It could be a combination of things. It could be he heard you speak at a networking event. He potentially went out to your website and looked at information on what you do. he might have ended up getting an email marketing piece from you. It could take 4 or